All right, ladies and gentlemen,
Ladies and
thank
gentlemen,
you for tuning in to the first inaugural edition of the UDK War Room. We're going to try to get through this as professionally and smoothly as we can. I'm excited. I'm excited. Let's get through the introductions. Let's see. To my left,
X.
to my right,
AG from DC.
in the middle,
Nizzle.
and in the building as always.
Jake Titter.
Yeah, yes, sir. All right, oh, that felt good. That got me. It got me a little warmed up. So let me introduce real quick. I know we usually reference this video on the podcast, and we tell y'all, we have conversations in the war room, and this is where we decide what topics we're going to talk about, directions we're going to go in, things that really move the needle in conversations in our group chat and in the Discord, udkpodcast.com. If you would like to join in on that discussion, but this is the trial run of what we're going to talk about on the show before we actually get to the show. This is kind of like the behind the scenes. So let's see. First up. Well, I know my subjects. I know what I want to talk about. I want to hear from y'all. Hex, is there any subject, any article, anything that popped up this week that you are interested in, you really want to talk about?
Aside from the most obvious, I'm sure one of y'all will go there. I thought about the Santos situation and the idea that this guy has gotten as far as he's gotten, still in the position he's in, isn't actually qualified to do the damn job.
Did you see the pictures from his other extracurricular activities?
See, this is where
drag race.
See that?
See that?
Do we actually know how many lives he has out there?
Bro,
No.
they gotta have they gotta have
just
like
keeps
a funny
expanding.
list.
It just keeps
Yeah, they gotta
expanding
have a funny
every
list. 'Cause
time
it was like
hear.
he like helped like scam a dog, like a military, like a veteran's
the
dog,
military
and then
vet's dog.
drag thing, and then his
Dude.
education. Like it's tons of things.
Yeah,
He did
He
a-
stole $6,000 from the military dude's dog on
Yeah.
a GoFundMe, and then changed his name to do it, and then changed his name again. Like
like the hits.
that's crazy.
And I look every week, like I tell you guys, to find something of some type of decency, man, so I can at least counter some of these things. But I keep getting a bag of rocks every time I try to dig something. It's just it's ridiculous, and you can't even give any type of credence at all to any of this stuff.
Yeah, it's really hard to get in the ring with a political party that is not willing. If you're not willing to take this one and say, you know what, we're not doing this. Like I can see if it's something that's for extreme political game or something that's in, like if it's part of the game, I can almost get it. But this, you don't need this. You can find somebody else. You don't need this dude.
Well, here's the thing. So when we all were children, when we were young, we understood the fact that, the Republicans, they're about lesser taxes. They're gonna fight through cuts and understanding of certain things because they want lesser taxes. We got that. Now we're at the point where it's like, nah, Herschel can run. Like those are vastly different things, dog. Like they don't have no scruples about this.
Well, nowadays, what they come to realize is they don't have to have a sense of qualification because they don't have an agenda. There's nothing they actually plan to accomplish. So anybody who signs up, your only job is to fight whatever the Democrats are supporting, and they can find anybody with a mouth can do that, and that's where we at.
It's weird too because it's like anybody who can lie well enough to the public has a space in the Republican Party. But at the same time, this dude did it too much it was like, wait a minute.
But he didn't do it more than Trump. So therefore, is he really that bad? In their eyes,
yes.
He's not even a junior Trump. He's a freshman Trump.
He's a freshman.
Freshman at Trump University.
When the bar is grab him in the pussy, like where do you go from there?
But that's interesting you say that, Kate, because I wonder if the outward blatancy of what they're doing, what is more scary, when they do it under the carpet or when they're blatant? That's what I'm still trying to figure out. Because if it's under the surface, you can't see it. But if it's blatant, it's like they really don't give a shit about you. So which one is worse? I mean, which one? Either way, you're fattening frogs for snakes. But I don't understand which. I'm trying to figure out which one.
Hold up. I don't know what country ass little thing you just said right there with the frogs.
That was cute, right?
Frogs and snakes.
But I don't know where you brought that shit up from. But I will say this: the scarier thing is when it's blatant and you just walk it right across everybody's life.
Yeah.
And we're just like, oh, I'm supposed to take that? Like, oh.
Yep.
It's just okay that this dude lies in front of everyone.
What's scarier to me, what's scarier to me is the notion that the people who voted for the guy, now that you know that he's not what you thought you were voting
still
for,
don't give a fuck.
Don't seem to care at all that their vote went to a clown.
Yeah, McCarthy said as long as he didn't break the law, then it's fine with him. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on.
But he did. But he did break the law. He broke the law, and every time he applied for funding, when he claimed he applied for
that's theft.
Yeah, it was wire fraud.
Every education claim, all of that is fraud.
All right, what else you got, Hex? Save for the pod. I see
that's all.
Everybody got to that.
Yeah, that's gonna move. Yeah, that's gonna be a good one. Irv, Nizzle, give me something that impacted you during the week that you feel like that we should talk about on the pod.
Yeah, well, everybody's been talking about. I mean, you got me with. You stole my first two. I was really excited to come up in this. I was like, yeah, I got my joint. But yeah, so there was a joint with everybody seems to be finding these classified documents, man. It seems like nobody is saying.
I said that last week. Yeah,
they got them.
Classified documents.
Mike got another one. Yeah,
we got Pence and got them. I'm just waiting for Obama to or them to say Obama has, just to speculate or something. I don't know if we wanted to bring that up. The fact that it's still it's unfortunate. It's another false equivalency. I mean, there was no warrant. These jokers ain't say I'm finished giving you everything and I still got some more stuff. Nobody had to serve them a warrant. They all gave their stuff as soon as they found it, willingly gave it up, told on themselves, so to speak, as opposed to I with my Jedi mind, I declassified everything here, and you just
they ain't had to spin the block. They had to come back and be like, oh, by the way, like it was none of that. Yeah.
To be fair, I have some Obama M&Ms in my kitchen right now. So if I need to give that up, just let me know. Like,
for the investigation. Anything for the investigation.
I'm just saying, dog. Like,
I don't know if that was a great segue.
I want to be forthright. About what it is. Like,
yeah, I don't know if that was a great segue, and you knew it was on my mind once again. But I was about to say this big uproar about M&Ms changing to Maya Rudolph and taking. Y'all haven't heard about this joint? So
no.
The M&M candies will not be Showtime anymore. It's going to be Maya Rudolph will now be the spokesperson for M&M's because the conservatives got worked up about the two new ones, the purple one and the green one. They said one was a lesbian, and there was something about the purple one's going. I got to find the joint.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I swear to God, yo, I got to find the article, bro. Straight up, square business. Now, look it up. From now on.
How did you not put this in the?
Because you gotta put this. That's why I don't be putting shit in the text because I can't. Whenever I send shit, it just be a pen and it don't seem like the article come through. So that's why I always come and say what it is instead of having the pen to put in. But that's my point.
You gotta put that in.
And I don't wear glasses. Hex, no offense.
All right. I got it.
But look, as I'm saying, yes, this is the thing. So now Maya Rudolph is going to be the spokesperson for M&M's moving forward. Now, I don't know if this is going to be a hoax.
Let me see if I understand this. So they took the most mixed black woman of all time,
right,
to be the one that will be the middle ground for M&M's.
And no more
Okay.
you know, the red and the yellow that we had for years, and then they brought the Vanessa Williams one, and then all the motherfuckers. But now all of a sudden, conservatives were outraged enough that M&M's decided that they were going to get rid of the candies altogether.
Nuts.
Yeah,
you know I gotta read this article. I gotta read this article.
All right, and this is my last one. The last one I got was Ben Crump is going to. They're going to try to sue. He's got students that are going to try to sue Ron DeSantis in Florida
for the AP
over the AP African Studies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good. That's a joint too.
Good.
But those were my the topics that I was going to suggest.
I like it.
I love that last one.
Yeah.
The M&M thing is just funny to me, but everything else
that's fucking crazy to me, bro. That is,
bro. I gotta look at my own. Yeah.
That's really a thing.
On Friday, Bill Maher had it's a gentleman, and I can't think. He's a journalist. I can't think of his name. I want to say Peter something, but I don't want to misspeak. But the gentleman is a homosexual man, white man, and he just expressed. I was going on Friday to let y'all see what he said, but he expressed his utter disgust with the pronoun concept. He expressed his utter disgust with the notion of children already being a certain way prior to even remotely reaching adolescence,
like being pronounced before they're like in their teens and stuff.
Bringing up the fact that he even brought up this young lady. I think her name was like Chloe or something like that. But the point was the fact that this young lady at 13 or 14 to whatever it was, I get the details. She had her breast removed because she thought she was going to want to be a dude. When she turned 16,
changed her mind.
When she turned 16, she said, "I'm not even like that. I like boys." So, and now the thing she can do is get breast augmentation because she had hers removed. So that's what they were saying. Like when you are having adult conversations with children, and everybody's scenario is different. The problem is that they had to go so extreme to get people's attention that they grouped everybody, no matter what your circumstances were, in this big, huge bubble of, I just want to be me. And no one was fighting them to be you. But the problem is when you're trying to introduce your world to children. And what you're wanting to do is you want to say, well, my kid is mature enough, so yours should already be mature enough. And again, when I play the clip for y'all gonna be. I mean, I was so proud to do it because again, here's this homosexual man saying, like, they taking this shit too far. And what you're trying, and Bill, and they actually had Bill Barr on there too. And at the beginning, and he talked about this war on religion, and he was like, "What's happening is everything that's liberally okay, or thrown out into the ethos. It's like, how are you standing against this? You must be anti that." And he's like, "No, I'm not. I have a sense of religion, how I was raised. I believe in the word. So don't make me into the boogeyman for not being understanding enough because you want to throw something new out in the world and go, you're supposed to be understanding about whatever shows up." And I expressed to y'all a couple of weeks back, like, those damn Big Tarvey commercials, it's a fucking problem, bro. That shit is
it's not even
a fucking problem. The nigga in the pink leotard hugged up, kissing the other grown-ass man on national television.
But you know what? It's not even just it's the religious aspect and the spiritual aspect. But even if you don't have that viewpoint, it's the scientific aspect of if you're not allowed to make adult decisions before the age of 18 or 21. If we talking about scientifically and talking about the way that people's brains do not finish, they don't finish developing until the age of 30 at least. We should not have them making adult decisions with a brain that hasn't finished developing while they're 15, 14, 13 years old. This should not happen scientifically. Even if you got somebody who doesn't believe in, the word or God or whatever it is, if you believe in science, that you understand that if the brain and the maturation process doesn't finish until a certain age, you should be making lifetime decisions before that age. That just doesn't make sense.
Here's the other thing that I don't want to be antithetical to what y'all are talking about, but let me be clear. remember how the human race has been going for thousands of years. 12 to 15-year-olds, and I'm not making this about no pedophilia thing. They were giving up. Like, we really just got to the point when we were like, okay, you're allowed to make decisions after a certain age, when like driver's licenses happening, which means 1950,
Well,
1960. What I'm saying is that we're not developed enough. And when I say that, I'm talking about the U.S. government in the way that we look at ourselves, the way that the world looks at us is like, y'all are children.
Well, I tell you,
y'all don't
I tell you
even
what.
know how to run shit.
I will tell you what, and I
But
hear you about. I hear you about the length of time that we've been actually developed as far as a nation. But let me break this down. So I don't know about y'all. I know I'm a little bit younger than y'all. But when I was coming up with my grandparents, they didn't have to put a seatbelt on me, right? Like they didn't have to put nothing on me. I could be in the front seat, sitting down, and my grandmother would do one of these.
Right.
We would come to the light. Y'all ever get one of these? Like you drive and do this shit, right? So when I was younger, this was okay with no seatbelt. But we've evolved to the point where we know that this is fucking stupid. Right? We know this is dumb. You're not supposed to do this. So if we've evolved that quickly for something like that with a seatbelt in that amount of time, we've evolved long enough to know that these kids don't have the mental capacity and faculties to make these decisions. We've evolved to that point. We know that now. We can't just be like, oh, we just started learning this.
Agree with you. I would agree with you if we didn't just go through COVID and understand how we have not evolved enough to understand that, oh, we will take money over doing the right thing. So I agree with you in theory. I agree.
I'm trying to figure out who the we is that.
I agree.
What Easy is saying is more like a kind of a protection again of innocence, man. I mean, we got to prioritize that protection of innocence because there's still an innocence and an evolution of things that it can't be rushed. It has to be it has to go through a process. But if we do not block it, then you're getting into a situation where people are starting to allow their opinions to override some, minds that are underdeveloped, and that's basically rape.
Well, the other part is that we do this
TikTok
thing where
and Twitter took that away.
Say it again.
TikTok and Twitter
took that away. Yes, they did.
Gone.
They took that barrier away.
That you're right.
Yeah, you're right.
I agree with you 1,000,000%.
Internet.
I'm just telling you, it's not possible to go back.
Internet
You
period.
can always go forward, but you can never go back.
Never go back.
Let me tell you
something. Go ahead.
For some reason, we have this thing where we can completely understand and embrace the notion of a Niecy Nash who used to be married, a Wanda Sykes who used to be married, who are now saying we're lesbian women, right? Grown ass women deciding that they've changed their minds as to where they really stand sexually. Grown, and we embrace that. But why would we think it couldn't be the other way? Why couldn't you think for a moment you was the shut out, meek, unpopular, whatever the case may be, type dude or girl, and thought you were interested in something because that was going to be your out, because you weren't getting asked out on dates on a regular basis. So you thought after a while, you know what, maybe she is cute, maybe he is cute. You even went there for a second. Can that person decide, oh, no, I'm straight. I'm straight as air.
Okay.
As the girl I just gave the depiction of who cut her breast off, who now is saying, yo, a year later, I regret this to the bone. But we don't do that. For some reason, we have decided, hey, lady that used to be married, now I got a girlfriend, got a wife. That we've decided to embrace. But the flip side is like, no, once you go gay, you gay.
Okay, hold on. Okay, I got you. This is moving the needle, and just for our YouTube watchers, or YouTube viewers, this may get to the show. If you do have if you have an opinion, if you feel a way about it, info@udkpodcast.com. Hit us up and let us know if you want us to do this. It's still time. Still time. So get it in. Next up, KG. KG. I went to KG already.
No, you haven't gone to me yet.
Oh yeah, KG. All right, KG. Are there any news articles, any trends, any events during this week that stood out to you? Do you feel like we need to do during the show?
Mine is the Tyree Nichols whole debacle, because it's not just that this young black man lost his life. It's also how, and again, I had to speak to my neighbor who happens to be a DC cop that was assaulted during the insurrection. I had to ask him, like, yo, I understand everything isn't everything, but everyone who is a police officer has a union. Why in 1 week have all of the black officers been fired and all of them are now accused of murder in 1 week? Like, how fast is that? Not fast. And I just said, please just let me know, am I bugging or is this just quick? And he was like, yeah, it is. He's like, it doesn't, like, everyone has different things. But again, what he also said was, we haven't seen the video. And I said the same thing. I said, I haven't seen the video either, but I saw Rodney King. I saw so many other videos that were demonstrative to me, and nobody gave a fuck for 3 months at a time.
Yeah. They had a
what happened on. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I watched a YouTube video a little while ago about the whole situation, and normally, so
go ahead. Say it. I know you don't want to.
Normally, when they have I know. Normally, when they have a press conference, right, the person that they trot up there to talk to the people to try to calm things down is usually a black law enforcement officer.
I was just about to say that.
This time it was not a black law enforcement officer.
Not
it
was.
It was. I forget the gentleman's title and name, but yeah, yes, he was up there, and he was just spouting off the same exact rhetoric that they have. I mean, he was listing off the charges they want to have. They put kidnapping in it. They put kidnapping in the list of charges
and took him someplace to beat him down like they did.
So in my mind, I'm watching it and I'm conflicted because I'm like, because I'm a nuanced guy, man. Like I understand some things are black and white. I get that, but I try to look for what's really going on. And when he was explaining it, I was kind of like, oh, this video is gonna be bad. Like this, I just saw it. The way he was talking about it, they're trying to get out ahead of the video because they don't want riots.
They said they said this video is horrific. And if you read the article, they said they beat him like a pinata.
It has to be.
I saw that part. But I don't know what that means because I've seen black people being beaten like a pinata, in my opinion.
Yes.
Multiple times. So to me,
you didn't see the pictures of him in the hospital?
I did.
No, I did.
They look
bad.
I
saw how much more swollen he was than his Facebook or Twitter picture.
Right, little slim dude.
I did see that.
Yeah.
But again,
his face was,
he looked like a fat dude in that picture.
Don't get it twisted. We have seen. Okay, let me just say this: what Rodney King looked like. So I don't want to hear that. I do understand what you're saying, but I remember what Rodney King looked like when he was swollen up, and America was like, not guilty. Okay.
You remember the reaction?
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Your reaction to that not guilty.
I've seen this before. This is not the first time. I've seen the black woman who apparently committed suicide, and now it's like, okay. Oh, she just committed suicide on her own? Okay, got you.
Yeah. We will I think that one is a a definite.
It's a long.
It's a definite for the show.
Yeah,
It's definite because that's been. I mean,
that's why I had to switch.
Yeah, I dig. JR, is there anything that you've seen during the week? Anything we touched on in the show that stood out to you that you would like to be on the show? Anything at all?
I mean, y'all took two of the ones I was going to talk about, which I'm glad because I'm good. And then just mass shootings, period. That's the last one. Just
California.
In California.
That was what my one was.
Yeah, I saw you. Yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah, that was my thing. But it was like,
never go into that too much into how comfortable people are. Is a 75-year-old?
72.
Yeah.
72-year-old, and how people are feeling that whether it's young or old, either you have so much in front of you, or you're coming up to your last days, and you feel the need to still do this. I mean, where is that deep pit of hate just coming from, man? We can go on and on with that, but I mean, definitely, I want to just touch on the mass shooting. I'll pick something like that. So that's
you know what? That's not even about age. That goes back to Hex talking about why is it so available to anyone who's hurting to just be able to pull up at Walmart and get the AR.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something real stupid, but I was watching something and I was like, hold up. This girl, young girl, had an AR tattoo on her, and I was like, why is this comfortable? Why do you feel like this is just American?
Why is it so deeply important you have to put it on your skin for fucking ever?
Because
the culture, it just hurt me. Because that is our culture, and that's what I was getting at. Hex.
But it's sponsored by those who can change Black lives. And so as long as the next dude can change his whole world with his song and 10 references to shooting niggas on his own block, that's gonna be that's a way out. And the crabs in the barrel, they don't even realize that there's a new type of crab in the barrel pulling you down. But he throws you a bone, and therefore you feel like this. Hey, whatever it takes to change my situation, rags to riches. Rags to riches. Started from the bottom, now I'm here.
And we here.
And if it ain't that, it is the braggadocious version of how I was a great drug dealer. And so all that is surrounded around is pain. Pain.
And I could take you all back to looking at something that's so corny, like Creation and Blueface. Yeah, but those are things we don't talk about because we don't care. But at the same time, it's like, no, but that's right that we don't care about it. But it also means we ignore some of the cornier things that happen just because it's like, that's beneath us. And a lot of people will cover it, and that's fine. But take out the sensationalism of it. Why is this something that represents us as Black people?
It's an out.
And that is embarrassing. That we have to deal with the fact that these people represent us to white people, to our people around the world and around America. I understand what you're saying, and I do feel you. But the problem is when they see you, when they see me, they don't think of that difference. They see complexion, and that means same. And therefore, we're in the same trouble, the same problems as these niggas, which is when we get into stupid ass things like all these things that happen around us all the time.
Well, also peep game. It's remember back in the day when we were coming up, there were bad neighborhoods. Now you can get blasted anywhere. You can get shot again. We found from work.
Yeah.
From the police breaking in your house and they got the
In the
wrong
mall.
address. In the mall.
Yeah,
At
anywhere.
Walmart. At wherever is now a place. This is a potential, and everybody has decided, hey, being armed is the new norm.
Yep. Yep. So once again, we are going to go through these subjects after we get out of the war room in the pregame during our group chat. We're going to figure out exactly what we're going to talk about. I hope this is just a little taste to be able to get y'all to understand how dope this next show is going to be. Because from what the conversation we've had, I can't wait. I'm chomping at the bit. I can't wait for tomorrow to get here so we can do the damn thing.
We're going to talk about 2 of these things. We ain't going to get to none of the rest.
Right. We do 2, maybe 3. But you know what? We gave people the opportunity to hear about all of these now.
No, and I like that. I like that.
Yeah. They be able to enjoy these now. We'll try to get all of them. And like we keep saying, if it's one of you really want us to talk about, info@udkpodcast.com. Email us and let us know, hey, I want you to talk about whatever the subject was. And just maybe it'll sway us enough to actually put it on the show if we weren't already. But we probably were, because knowing our audience, we probably on the same page. We probably here.
And we'll definitely shout you out.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Absolutely. We'll definitely shout y'all out. So we will see y'all on Tuesday. We're going to record. We'll see each other on Friday, and we will see you on Tuesday when we drop the next wonderful episode of our podcast. It's been real. Hope y'all enjoyed the first segment. Many more to come. Would I be corny asking Hex to give me one? Would I be corny?
Nah, that's his job. Right.
Hex, give me one.
UDK.
Sir.
Get better lighting, nigga.
Please, Michael, oh my God, so crazy.